Hello, welcome to Common Sense TV. I'm your host, the Doctor of Common Sense. I got a theory. I believe that Kash Patel does not trust Pam Bondi, even though Pam Bondi says that Kash Patel was her dear friend. Remember, she swore him in. Because we did a live broadcast last night, and I was asking Kash Patel to do his job, and I'm still asking Kash Patel to do his job. But since J. Edgar Hoover, supposedly they keep saying that Kash Patel is doing something different, because normally the FBI goes through the DOJ in order to communicate with the White House. Kash Patel is asking for a direct line directly to the White House from his home and from the FBI office. Now, I firmly believe is that not only do he not trust most of the FBI agents, and he shouldn't, because you remember that piece of trash was James Denny or something. He was down in the New York office, and he wouldn't turn over the supposedly Epstein files. Now, we already know that the files that can indict people have been already deleted.
All just prisoners here of our own device, and then the masters.
But remember when he got fired, Kash Patel wouldn't fire him. Pam Bondi wouldn't fire him. Kash Patel's supposed to be over the FBI. They gave him a choice to resign. And those working at the FBI office, they came out with bagpipes.
An extraordinary scene outside of the New York FBI office in the last hour. Assistant Director in Charge, James Dennehy, who was forced to resign under pressure this week, left the building to cheers from hundreds of his colleagues and the sound of bagpipes. He was forced out after clashing with Donald Trump's Justice Department after the removal of senior FBI leaders and requests for the names of agents who worked on the January 6 cases. He told those gathered that he will be their, quote, best cheerleader on the outside.
Blowing the bagpipes as if he was a freaking hero. You see, when Kash Patel let him get away with that, I started being a little suspicious.
Remember, I was running for the door.
Because he told us before he got in office that he knew about these government gangsters, that you had to fire them, that you had to put them out in the field. But I do believe that Kash Patel does not trust Pam Bondi. And you shouldn't trust Pam Bondi. I tried to tell y'all that Pam Bondi was the one. Everybody's waking up to it. She's nothing but a rhino. She's technically all makeup and no get up. She's technically a lot of yippee-yi-yay, but she ain't roping nothing. I don't think Pam Bondi is the person for the job. Now, you remember that he picked Max Gaetz. Now, you can quit talking about Matt Gaetz because he's not coming back. I keep seeing people online saying Matt Gaetz is coming back, but I know he ain't coming back. You know why I know he ain't coming back? It's because Matt Gaetz is compromised. That is a fact. Matt Gaetz is compromised. If he wasn't compromised, he would have never resigned. So I don't care anything about his podcasting. He's not going to leave a job. He was a representative in Congress. That's a cushy job. He left that job. I guess he didn't think anything was going to come up with all this stuff he had did. So he's not coming back. Let's just forget about that. But Kash Patel wants a direct line to the White House. And furthermore, you got to understand something. Kash Patel didn't really pick Dan Bongino. I think it was Stephen Miller, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't really Kash Patel. I think he was going to keep the other deputy director. And I think it was Stephen Miller that really pushed for Dan Bongino. Now, I'm finna see if Dan Bongino and the rest of these people are going to start prosecuting. You can't trust just about almost all the agents in the FBI. I know it's hard for some of you to believe because the conservatives keep telling you how wonderful some of the agents is. You can't trust any of them. These are the same folks who ignored the Epstein files. We know there were Epstein files.
Relax, Southern night man. We are programmed to receive.
We know what happened on the island. We know that young girls were being molested. But I guess that's not important. Because whenever one of these people get in office, I guess somebody whispered in their ears. Now, I don't know who's whispering in Kash Patel's ear because it ain't the president. And the president is the one who appointed you. So therefore, we can quit this charade talking about who they ought to be loyal to. We got a separation of the executive branch. We know that's a bunch of bull because from J. Edgar Hoover on up, there's been coordination. If you look at Eric Holder, you think he wasn't coordinating with Barack Obama? Loretta Lynch, you think she wasn't doing it? Merrick Garland, come on. So it's always been this kind of coordination because they didn't want the Epstein files to come out. We know what's in the files. It's got to be something real dirty. Other than that, that came out already. But he's right for not trusting Pam Bondi, but we're going to see what happened pretty soon.